gathered a lot of data.
Symphony Orchestra.
In business cases,
Every song I had taken a soggy handkerchief.
Yeah, no, that's what you feel like that. I was at a board meeting once a couple of years ago in Riverside, and I just, my nose started running, and I was,
Well, you can't.
we're in progress.
we're on the last few seconds, Mayor, to say, 7 o'clock, anytime. Frank,
Am I calling the meeting to order, or is he, or?
I'm going to call the meeting order, George. Just call the meeting to order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Daly.
Present.
Trustee Madej.
Present.
Trustee Dunham.
Here.
Trustee Sullivan.
Present.
Trustee Conley.
Present.
Trustee Kozak absent. President Larson.
Here. At this time, I'd like to ask Senior Trustee George Dunham to preside over the balance of the meeting. George?
Welcome, everyone. We don't have, we've called the roll. We don't have scouts present tonight, so I'm going to ask my colleague Tom Daly to give the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for January the 8th. Is there a motion?
make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second. Motion is second to approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 6 ayes, motion carries. Item 2, approval of the minutes for the January 8th, 2019 executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 6 ayes, motion carries. Next item is approval of the expenditures as presented, $4,185,692.05.
Make a motion to approve the expenditures as presented.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is second. All those in favor?
Please call the roll.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Marilyn, call the roll.
Trustee Daly.
Aye.
Trustee Madej.
Aye.
Trustee Dunham.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Conley.
Aye.
Trustee Kozak absent.
I'd like to amend my previous announcements of the vote. We have 5 trustees present rather than 6, and my apologies. We have some presentations tonight. The first is a presentation of a retirement plaque, a 39-year service award to Robert Duvall, heavy equipment operator.
Mary, you want to do the honors?
Don't lose the back.
Mayor, it's been a pleasure working.
Congratulations, Bob. Good luck to you.
Bob, behave yourself. Second presentation is a retirement plaque for a 37-year service award to Mary Pasaglia, Code Compliance Coordinator. Mary?
Congratulations. Good luck to you.
And let's see. Under liquor license requests, we have a request from Ms. Katarzyna Wozleska for a How'd I do? Okay. Well, it says Catarese. For one Class B liquor license for a liquor store at 1722 West Wise Road.
Yes, that would be correct.
Okay, would you please sign in and tell us what your plans are at that location?
I would like to open a liquor store that was actually there for about 16 years. And the old owners retired and they never renewed their license. So I would like to try to open my own business at the same facility.
How long has it been vacant?
It's only been vacant about a month.
Oh, okay. All right.
But the gentleman that was there, he wanted to retire. So, and actually I spoke to him. I've lived in Schaumburg for many years, 15 years. So I've been there many times and I've talked to him about it. And I just wanted to try something on my own.
Okay, well, congratulations and, for making an investment in the community. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Fellow board members, anybody have a question or a comment? Hearing none, you will need to come by the Liquor Commissioner's office sometime next week. Pick up the proper forms. There will be a police background check and some other procedural matters, and assuming a positive response, a license will be issued.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and good luck.
I definitely need it. Thank you.
Item 2, request from Ms. Marta Scarpelli for a Class F liquor license for a Polska Polish restaurant located at 624 South Roselle Road, new lease.
Hello.
Hi.
Please sign in and
Yeah.
tell us what your plans are.
Marta's opening up a Polish restaurant, 624 South Roselle, opening in the next couple of months. She's going to serve beer and wine, that's the liquor license request is for, and a full Polish menu.
Okay.
Yes, exactly like that.
Sounds good to me. Questions from fellow board members? Comments? As I stated with the other applicant, you'll need to come by the Liquor Commissioner's office next week. Fill out, get the proper forms, fill them out. There'll be a police background check and some other procedures, and assuming a positive response, license will be issued.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Looking forward to trying it. Okay, request from Mrs. Dharmendra Patel for a Class B liquor license for United Liquors at 34 South Meacham Road, new owner.
Hello. That location, the owner, his name is Hadi Mohammed, and he wanna sell his location. We have couple more businesses and one more liquor store in Rolling Meadows, so we wanna take over. We can make a very nice, more inventory, and I think I can do the very good business.
Okay.
And we live here in Schaumburg, both, me and my brother, so I know this area very well.
Okay, great. Well, please sign in, and next week you'll want to come to the Liquor Commissioner's office and pick up the proper forms. There'll be a police background reference check, and assuming a positive response to that, license will be issued.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any questions from the board?
They were shaking their heads, so that's why I didn't. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming.
You have attached to your regular agenda, consent agenda, that will be read by the village clerk. If you have an issue with an item that's on the consent agenda, please indicate to her when she gets to that point, and it will be pulled off and discussed under committee reports. And Madam Clerk, would you take over?
Yes. 1 is correspondence. The motion will be to approve the request from Misericordia to fundraise from sunrise to sunset on April 26th and 27th, 2019 at the intersections of Roselle Road, Valley Lake Drive, Plum Grove Road, Schaumburg Road, Roselle Road, West Wise Road, and Schaumburg Road, Meacham Road. B, the motion would be to approve the request from Knights of Columbus Council 69 64 to fundraise from sunrise to sunset on September 21st and 22nd, 2019, at the intersections of Schaumburg Road, Meacham Road, Plum Grove Road, Schaumburg Road, and Roselle Road, Wise Road. C, the motion would be to approve the request from the Baron Hornstein Autism Research and Education Foundation to fundraise from sunrise to sunset on April 20th, May 25th, June 22nd, and August 17th, 2019, at the intersections of Roselle Road, Valley Lake Drive, Plum Grove Road, Schaumburg Road, Roselle Road, Wise Road, and Schaumburg Road, Meacham Road. D, the motion would be to approve the request from United Parent Support for Down Syndrome to hold raffles on February 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, 2019 at the Al Larson Prairie Center for the Arts, 201 Schaumburg Court, and to waive the fidelity bond requirement. E, the motion would be to approve the request from Church of the Holy Spirit to hold a raffle on February 10th, 2019 at Church of the Holy Spirit, 1451 Bodie Road, and to waive the fidelity bond requirement. 2, proclamations. India Republic Day, January 26, 2019. 3, Engineering and Public Works Committee. The motion will be to waive the competitive bidding process and award a contract to Ploty Construction, Inc. of Hoffman Estates, Illinois, for cul-de-sac snow plowing for the remainder of the current winter season, not to exceed the FY 18-19 budgeted amount. 4, Committee of the Whole. The motion would be to approve the proposed land use assumptions and sector borders for traffic impact fee program and approve the required resolution. B, the motion would be to approve the 2019 business plan for Renaissance Schaumburg Hotel and Convention Center. C, the motion would be to accept the presentation as informational and direct village staff to continue to work on a public parking structure in the 900 North District East area. D, the motion would be to approve an ordinance amending Title VII relating to electric vehicle infrastructure. 5, Public Safety Committee. The motion would be to adopt an ordinance amending Title 15, Chapter 157, Section 157.02, local amendments to the International Fire Code. D, the motion would be to adopt an ordinance amending Title 13, Chapter 132, Section 132.17, regarding regulation of fireworks. 6, Zoning Board of Appeals. The motion would be to approve a special use for an assisted living and memory care facility development, framework, plan review, site plan approval, building height variation, and final plat approval for Harbor Retirement Development, 2400 Progress Parkway. 7, resolutions. The motion would be to adopt as Resolution R 19006, authorizing the village board to approve the land use assumptions and sector borders for the traffic impact fee program. 8, ordinances. The motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance 19006, amending Title 15, Chapter 157, Section 157.02, with regard to local amendments to the International Fire Code. B, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance 19-007, amending Title 13, Chapter 132, Section 132.17, with regard to the regulation of fireworks. C, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance 19-008, granting a special use for an assisted living memory care facility, development framework plan review, site plan approval, building height variation, and final plat approval for Harbor Retirement Development, 2400 Progress Parkway. This concludes the consent agenda.
Thank you. Are there any committee reports to come before the board?
No.
We need a motion.
Okay. Yeah, we need a motion to approve the the consent
Move to
agenda?
approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve. All those in favor?
No, we need a roll
Roll.
call.
All right.
Trustee Daly.
Aye.
Trustee Madey.
Aye.
Trustee Dunham.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Conley.
Aye.
Trustee Kozak absent.
5 aye votes, no nays, motion carries. Are there any committee reports to come before the board? Are there any comments from the audience? Please come forward and hold forth.
Good evening. My name is Steve Isaacson. I live in Schaumburg, and I've been a resident here since about 1972. I'm here to ask your assistance from the village board. I'm a retired teacher from School District 54. I've retired in '05 after 36 years of teaching. With subbing, that means I've taught 49 years, which is a long time. I am also the founder of the Schaumburg Teen Center. I started the Teen Center in 1976, broke out walls with the Schaumburg JCs. We opened in '79. We have been a success since then. Unfortunately, last week, my advisory board, I'm the chairman of the advisory board, ran into a roadblock. I was informed, I received an email from HR that volunteers need to be vetted and fingerprinted. This was the first. We had heard there was information, but never a deadline was set. I spoke to HR, made an appointment for yesterday, and was fingerprinted. That was on Tuesday I received notification. On Thursday, I received a call, a very unnerving call from Ms. Jordan of the village, telling me that after 40 years of devoted experience to the Teen Center, I and my volunteers and advisory board are no longer allowed into the center because we have not been fingerprinted. I explained, and I've met Ms. Jordan many times at events at the Teen Center. I explained that this is the first I've heard of it. She knew I had made an appointment, as did my members of my committee, to be fingerprinted. I explained that since we did not know about this, how can I be banned immediately from the Teen Center? As a teacher with 49 years experience, I'm also a realtor in Schaumburg. I deal with people all the time. The kids at the barn, the Teen Center, look up to us. We are there sometimes 2-3 nights a week. It takes years to build their trust and confidence. Even to this point, new kids don't know who we are. As an educator, I know how important it is to be there for them. I'm the one who brings candy or donuts. I've done it for years. It's amazing how hard it is to do that. We have wonderful teens who come to the center. They are asking now, where's my name when I was teaching was Mr. I instead of Isaacson, so they call me Mr. I instead of Steve. It's a respect thing, which I find wonderful. And they're asking, where are we? I need your assistance because, and I wrote some notes only because, with old age, I do tend to forget things. Again, after speaking to Ms. Jordan Thursday, and I even said, unbeknownst to me that we had to have it done, how could this policy be instituted immediately? As of today, you cannot enter the center. And she said, that's the way it is. There was a communication error, she said, on her part. I won't tell you what she said. And I said, all right, then give us leeway, a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, to be vetted and fingerprinted. The answer was no. And she said, don't take it personally. I said, well, after 40 years, how could I not take it personally? Everybody loves you, the kids are great. I said, so I emphasized, she explained the idea of security. Again, as an educator, I know how important security is, and I emphasize that. Of course we want everybody fingerprinted and vetted. All right, still the answer is no. Yesterday I was fingerprinted. Last time I was fingerprinted was when I retired and wanted to be a substitute teacher in District 211. No problem. Apparently, over the years, and maybe lack of hard work and not marking papers, my prints did not come out clearly. I was there an hour. We laughed. Ms. Rockefeller was wonderful. However, she said because my prints did not come out clearly, it could be weeks because now they have to be sent to the state and analyzed individually. I kept putting Cornhuskers lotions on there because she recommended it. Too much, not enough, but back and forth. Janet Lloyd, who has been a volunteer for almost 30-some years and advisory board member, went today. I called her yet, and she knew nothing. We were told that we received emails telling us that it had to be done from the village. None of us did. So my problem is, again, as advisory, I can't even have my advisory board meeting because I'm not allowed in the center. We have teens on the board. They have no way of getting, we couldn't have it in another facility. You know, so I can't even do my duty as the advisory board chairperson. And again, after 40 years of doing this and devoting time to the teen center, years back, and Mayor Larson was wonderful. We used to play, he used to come to the center with the trustees, and we loved it, and played softball. And he would razz the kids, and the kids loved doing that. The involvement is great within the village. So my purpose here tonight, and it's very hard for me both emotionally and every other way, you know, the importance is naturally the children. And they need us there. We volunteered. What committees have volunteers for 30 to 40 years? And that's who we have at the Teen Center. So what I'm asking the board is, especially if my prints need to be analyzed, some type of, I hate to not necessarily use the word dispensation, where we can re-enter the Teen Center and interact with the children again. And the only way I thought about doing it is coming to you today. And again, I've been a member for a long time and supported the village naturally all these years. And I'm hoping that I can receive some help from you. Thank you.
Mr. Isaacson, could you sign?
Yes,
that?
whoops.
Thank you.
I just would like to say that this item is on the Health and Human Services agenda for tomorrow evening at 6 p.m.
And of course, your pen is empty here. I'm sorry, I've got one.
This item is on the agenda of the Health and Human Services
Okay, thank you.
tomorrow evening at 6 p.m., Conference Room B, if you'd like to join us.
Yes. 6 p.m.
6.
I want to speak on this issue. Mr. Isaacson,
Yes.
we got the trustees were copied on the letter that you sent.
Yes, I did want to say that.
To Trustee Dunham. He copied us on that, and then we did get some information. And I personally am not pleased with how this was handled.
Thank you.
Obviously, if something was sent out, there should have, and that people didn't respond to, there should have been follow-up. I know you understand, we all read it in the paper about lawsuits when
Yes.
somebody who's volunteering and someplace
Yes.
then has some kind of an issue that's a long ago issue and all of that. And we just really need to cover ourselves.
And I
we want
agree.
to put processes in place so that as you volunteers who have been there forever roll off and we get other volunteers, that this is a normal process.
And I agree 100% with that.
On reading trustees, the letter that you sent to the trustees, and then Brian's response, I thought this would be over maybe
I've heard
tomorrow.
nothing, yeah.
Because basically, we were being told, you know, this is what happened, but that the fingerprints normally can be read, and a lot of the things can be done in 48 hours. So it's unfortunate, and as it's just an unfortunate situation. So hopefully we'll be able to clear this up in the next couple of days.
I appreciate it very much. Thank
As
you.
far as you know, did anybody else of the committee have problems with fingerprints, or just yourself?
I didn't talk to anybody today. Janet Lloyd was being fingerprinted today, and I said,
Yeah.
do hand cream the night before,
Yeah.
because Vicki had told me to do that, and I'm sliding off the machine.
Yeah.
So I will find out when I go
Well,
home
I
to see.
mean, we'll find that out too. We'll
Yeah.
know who did that or not.
Yeah, and I will reemphasize and let your meeting go on. Of course, my concern is safety for the kids anywhere. And again, as an educator, I know how important that is. So, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Steve.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, anyone else with comment for the board? Any council report?
None, thank you.
All right, president's report, there are two items. The first is the appointment of Mr. Ken Van Dyke, representing Schaumburg School District 54, to the Bikeways Advisory Committee on the completion of the appropriate documentation.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5 ayes, motion carries. Item 2, recommendation of the appointment of Ms. Kim Patel, or I'm sorry, Kim Kettle, to the Committee on Aging upon completion of the appropriate documentation.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5 ayes, motion carries. Let's see. Item next, manager's report.
I have no report.
Okay. New business, any new business to come before the board? Any unfinished business? Trustee comments and mentions? Hearing none, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5 ayes, motion carries. Thank you, everybody.